Hi, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Young Entrepreneur. In today's video, we are going to talk about a crucial concept, and this is about having or dealing with ultra motivated buyers. And this is a thing that I really started to internalize just a couple of days ago and thought of how important this is. And in order to share this concept with you guys, I will now tell a story with you. Because Thursday this past week, a guy called me and asked me if I was doing anything on Sunday this week. And I was a bit I haven't really talked to this guy much, and I was a bit confused and said, "Nah, I don't have anything scheduled." So then he continued saying, "All right, would you like to go out on a hunt with me this Sunday morning at this?" It was actually a pretty nice hunting location at this castle. It's beautiful, and all these animals, it was hunting heaven. And I was stunned in that moment, because the thing was that I hadn't bought any hunting equipment yet. The only thing that I had was a shotgun and a knife. And in that moment, when he asked me what I was doing, if I wanted to go out and hunt with him, I was just so both stunned and I said yes. I hung up the phone and I went full panic mode, because I didn't have any equipment. So this rush in me started to how can I figure out, how can I get any hunting equipment? If the stores was open back then, I would drive hundreds of miles just to get that, because I was in such a need and had such an urgency to fix this problem that has just occurred for me, and was a big problem, because if I didn't have any hunting equipment, I couldn't go out on this hunt that I so desirably wanted. So if somebody in that moment just reached out their hand and had the exact problem and continued to sell me more products, because I was in an ultra buying state. I was so motivated to buy because I had this burning my hair problem. So in that moment, so the thing that I did then was that next morning, I still had this urge to fix this problem, because I was such in a rush and had such urgency for this. So next morning, I quitted all, I moved out all my work schedule just to be there on time at the hunting store to get my clothes. And I almost bought the whole store, every single thing, because this was a fine hunting place with some fine people that I've never met before. And I should not be the new guy who's just struggling and don't have the right equipment. That would be an embarrassing for me. So I went out and bought everything that I needed and more on top of that. And right in that moment, I was in an ultra buying mode. I was in a motivated buying state. And this is how people are captivating on that. And it's the exact same thing that when you see guys like Russell Brunson, when he's creating funnels, he's just adding upsells and upsells and upsells to peel out these also motivated buyers. And because he knows that they have such a burning problem that they need to get it fixed. So he's just letting his hand out there. And you see, on the flip side, if he didn't do that, or this guy at the hunting store I was with, if he didn't offer me more things on top of that, I would just go on to the next hunting store, and they won't capitalize on me, and their competitors would instead. And that is why this is such an important thing, to keep having upsells and keep having offers in every single thing that you do, even if it's just your reels or something like organic traffic and all this kind of stuff. Because if you are building up this tension for people, that's basically what you're doing in your copy. You're hooking people in, you're building up this tension by telling a story or twisting them like the knives in your prospects, and you're just leaving them hanging in the air at the end. Like, who do you think they want to go to? They're going to your competitors instead of you. So that's why you always need to have an offer on CTA at the end of every single thing that you make. Because people, you've just bridged the gap, now you need to fill that gap. And on top of that, like, don't stop there, don't just give them one offer, because you have to identify these people by you have to identify the ultra motivated buyers by presenting more offers. And if they say no, okay, that's fine. Now you know that, like, you know how motivated they are. And you know, like, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. So when people buy more things, they're more typical to buy again from you. That's just how it is. So it's just such an important thing, this thing right here. And Russell Brunson has a similar story when he went out, like, I think he said his third favorite sport is bowling. And one night he went out bowling, and one of his cocky colleagues or like employees beat him, and like this really like tore him up, and he was really upset. So that night he bought everything, new bowling balls, new shoes, all that equipment, just to never look embarrassed, like have this embarrassment again. And you know what? He never actually went like bowling the second time. He's just all this equipment laying down. But if they have not given him these upsells again and again and again, it will not fill his gap of, all right, now I'm all set. I think I have everything that I need now. So, and again, it's such an important thing. Another tip here is have there's a child's books called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Have that concept in it as well, because when you give a mouse a cookie, he needs a napkin or he needs a glass of milk to like just process that dry cookie. And when you give the mouse a glass of milk, then he needs a napkin, and then so on and so on. So you're selling the next problem every single time, and then people will buy from you over and over and over again. Because like if I went to the hunting store and I've just bought a jacket, and then the like salesman came over to me again and asked if I want this other jacket, like I've already bought a jacket. It's already, that gap is already filled inside my mind. I need to buy another thing. So that is just crucial. Like, see how you can pick out these ultra motivated buyers, and also again in the beginning, twist these emotional knives and bridge that gap, or like create this big gap so you can bridge those and therefore create these ultra motivated buyers. So I guess on that note, I will that was it for this video. I will continue my walk. I'm out here on my daily walk, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, peace, bye.